It was a quiet Saturday afternoon when my best friend, Emily, invited me to her house. We hadn't seen each other in weeks, and I was excited to spend the day with her. I was 20 at the time, young, curious, and always a bit nervous around new people. When we arrived at her house, I noticed a young man sitting in the living room. Tall, well-built, with deep hazel eyes and a calm confidence about him, he instantly caught my attention. Emily smiled and said, "That's my elder brother, Daniel." As she went into the kitchen to bring us something to eat, Daniel came and sat near me on the couch. I tried not to stare, but it was hard. He was incredibly handsome. We made small talk, and I was surprised at how easy it was to talk to him. His voice was calm, and his smile was disarming. Later that evening, as we were watching a movie, Emily turned to me and said, "Why don't you just sleep over tonight? It's been a while since we had a sleepover." I agreed happily. It was a weekend, and I had nowhere else to be. Emily slept with her mom in the other room, while I was given the guest room. It was quiet, peaceful, and I was about to fall asleep when I heard a soft knock on the door. It was Daniel. He stepped in slowly and whispered, "Can I talk to you for a moment?" I nodded, unsure of what he wanted. He sat beside me on the edge of the bed. We talked about life, about relationships, about loneliness. There was something in the air that night. Maybe it was the way he looked at me, or how he gently brushed my hair away from my face. One thing led to another. He kissed me. Softly at first, then more deeply. It was my first time experiencing something so intimate. My heart was racing, not from fear, but from the strange comfort I felt in his arms. That night, something happened between us that I hadn't expected, something that changed me. It wasn't just physical, it was emotional. We connected in a way I had never experienced before. For the first time, I felt seen, held, understood. We spent the whole night talking, sharing, feeling. The next morning, as the sun streamed in through the curtains, he held my hand and whispered, "I'm sorry if last night was too much." I looked into his eyes and smiled. It was everything I never knew I needed. The sunlight filtered into the room gently, wrapping everything in a soft golden glow. I sat up in bed, still trying to process everything that had happened the night before. My heart was racing with a mix of emotions, nervousness, confusion, and something else I hadn't felt before, a quiet happiness. Daniel was already awake, sitting by the window, sipping coffee. He looked at me with a soft smile. "Did you sleep well?" he asked gently. I nodded. "Better than I ever have." There was a comfortable silence between us. No words were needed. What had happened between us wasn't just physical, it had meaning. We both felt it, but at the same time, we knew it was complicated. Just then, I heard footsteps outside the room. It was Emily knocking on the door. I quickly got up, straightened my clothes, and opened the door with a smile, trying to act normal. "Good morning," she said cheerfully. "Mum's making breakfast." I glanced back at Daniel, who gave me a reassuring nod before quietly slipping out another door. The entire morning felt surreal. I sat with Emily and her family at the breakfast table, pretending everything was the same, while inside, I was a storm of feelings. Later, as I was leaving, Daniel walked me to the gate. "Listen," he said seriously, "last night wasn't a mistake for me, but I understand if you want to forget it happened." I looked into his eyes. "I don't want to forget it," I whispered, "but I also don't want to lose my friendship with Emily." He nodded. "Neither do I. So, we'll take things slow. No pressure. If it's meant to be, it will be." I walked away that day with a strange ache in my chest, part longing, part joy. Over the next few weeks, Daniel and I stayed in touch secretly. Messages turned into calls, and calls turned into stolen moments. Emily never suspected a thing. And honestly, I never wanted to hurt her. But love, it comes when it wants to. Months later, Daniel and I made a decision. We told Emily everything. She was shocked, confused, even angry at first. But slowly, she began to understand. She saw how serious we were about each other. 1 year later, Daniel asked me to marry him. And in a small ceremony, surrounded by family, including a now smiling Emily, I said yes. What started as a simple sleepover at my best friend's house turned into the love story I never expected.